Hello, my name is Keeley and you're watching my booktube channel. So today I am filming my January reading wrap-up. I read 4.5 books in the month of January, which I am pleased with, and they were all so good. I had like a really good reading month rating-wise, so let's get on into it. The first book I read this month was Standoff by Andrew Smith. This is the second book in the Winger duology, and oh my goodness, if you haven't read this duology yet, please go pick it up. It is so good. It follows a boy named Ryan Dean, and he is really smart for his age. So instead of being like a freshman in high school, he's actually a junior, and he goes to this boarding school and he plays on the rugby team, and it's just his adventures, and it's so funny, it's so good, and I love the characters. Like, these are some of my favorite characters ever. It's so good, so good. At the end of the first book, Winger, something happened, and so the second book follows up, and I was curious to see how they would handle what happened, and it was so good. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. The second book I read this month was Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This was a reread for me, but I haven't read them since like they first came out, so that was years ago. So it is so nice to be rereading this series because there were so many details that I had forgotten, and I just love these characters. Catching Fire is definitely my favorite out of the trilogy. I love Finnick. Finnick O'Dare is the love of my life, and I love him so much. And I also love the arena in Catching Fire. It's my favorite that we get to see, and so I give this one 5 out of 5 stars. Still just as amazing as the first time I read it. The third book I read was We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This book, I was not that happy with it as I was reading it until the big plot twist at the end. I'm sure you've heard of the plot twist. So I was thinking about giving it 3 stars, but at the end, after the whole thing happened, it was like a 4 stars for me because I didn't see it coming, so it just like took me by surprise, and since I didn't predict it, and I'm really good at predicting endings and how things turn out, so since I had no idea, I bumped this one up a star and I gave it 4 stars. I'm not going to tell you what it's about just because this is a book you need to go into blind because of what happens, and it's just, you need to figure it out for yourself, so I definitely recommend you pick this one up. The fourth book I read in the month of January was The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. This is book 1 in the Heroes of Olympus series. I am so happy to be back in this world. I love Rick Riordan. I love mythology so much, especially Greek, and this one has Greek and Roman, so it was really interesting to see the different aspects and the different personalities of the Greek and Roman gods, and I'm just so fascinated by this. It was so good, and if you don't know, Rick Riordan writes about mythology. This one's Greek mythology and Roman. You'll see, if you read it, you'll see like what the importance of those are. And it follows a kid named Jason, Piper, and Leo, and their adventure and prophecy that they have to fulfill. And these characters, once again, the characters are so good. Leo Valdez, I love him so much. He is so funny. I'm definitely excited to read the second one. I give this one 5 out of 5 stars. I'm going to mention briefly the book that I'm halfway through right now, and that is Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I am almost exactly halfway. I am on page 190, and I'm not loving it, but I don't hate it. There are some parts that are really good, and then some parts I'm just like, eh. So we will see in my February wrap-up what I think of it. So those are all the books that I read in the month of January. I had a great reading month, and I hope you did too. Let me know down below what you read in the month of January, and I'll see you next time. Bye!